Hi everyone, welcome back to another Stationery Pals video. Today, I'm doing my March 2022 bullet journal setup. March is always something to look forward to. Everything about spring is creeping up on us. I'm always fascinated by spring, the vast expanses of grasslands and leaves turning green overnight. That is the first message from Mother Nature telling us that spring has arrived. Do you smell the earth and grass and the wind that greets you? That's the smell of spring that brings life and hope. It's a season when all the unpleasantness and regrets are heals, so let's start a new journey together. Green is one of my favorite colors because of the connection with nature, the feeling of being closer to nature, and all the benefits that come with it, such as boosting our mood and soothing our stress. So, let's use green as our theme for this month. The first 2 pages are my cover for March. On the right-hand side, I used a brown pen to create a frame. Then I tore off some craft paper for the bottom right corner. As you can see, I drew many different types of green leaves along the frame. It actually starts to give a tropical, fast-growing and diversifying vibe. When I was drawing these plants, I chose to use different green colors for them, which I think will make the whole layout look richer and also have a feeling that different green plants are growing towards the middle. I'm actually not sure if you think doodling is simple or difficult. If you think doodling is complicated, then I have a simple tip for you. You can always search the object you want to doodle on Google and start mimicking them. Remember that there is no wrong or right way to doodle. Just start. Trust me, with enough tries and a little time and patience, your confidence will grow, and your own personal style will emerge that makes your doodles unique to you. Also, you can follow our Instagram account at Stationery Pal, where we share many bullet journal ideas and doodle tutorials every day. Alright, I think that this many leaves and plants are probably enough. It's time to brush letter the March. This brown kind of looks like the tree branch or root, and it matches pretty well with the greens. I then added a player under the March. For me, I want my March to be more like a song that is light, is pleasant, and is memorable. On the left-hand side, I made a beautiful quote section like a green grid wall with an outstanding memo posted in front of it. The memo has my quote of the month written on it. Bloom where you're planted. We often complain about our background, our skin color, our community, and even our country. But I think this quote is a great reminder for me that I should be grateful for the present situation, and I should also do my best under the current set of circumstances. Life is beautiful, and I really enjoy burning myself on what I love to do and what I'm capable of doing. And, of course, this quote is a perfect match for my March green plant theme. Okay, the next 2 pages are my calendar for March. I'm not using the grid or any rectangular blocks for this month. Instead, I used just 6 horizontal lines. If you want to use a minimalistic way to make your calendar like me, then this calendar would be perfect for you. And the beauty of this calendar is that it is simple, it looks great, and it gives you a lot more flexibility. Again, I wrote the dates of the week at the top, followed by the date with a very light green. One thing worth mentioning is that it will be better to use a light color for the dates so that you will be able to write on top of the date with darker pens and your note is still readable. For the rightmost part, I left some spaces for notes and goals, and both of them went with brown just like the tree branches. The green theme page does look richer when you put some brown color on it. I then added plants and leaves around the calendar to set it off. If I could, I wouldn't mind spending more time on this page to make it even prettier. After all, it was so fun setting up my journal while I was listening to my favorite songs and having my favorite snacks the whole time. If you think the uniform size of the plants is too boring, you can also doodle then with different proportions, some bigger and some smaller, to make them a little more interesting. The next 2 pages are my habit tracker and mood tracker. I first put my habit tracker on the left-hand side and decorated the top and bottom sections with different plants. Spring is certainly the time to start keeping good habits. I didn't use a grid chart to record this time around. Instead, I used numbers to track my habits. That means what I need to do is write the numbers for the 31 days directly under different habits. And as the notebook is dotted, I don't have to worry about my writing being crooked. When I'm using this tracker, all I need to do is fill in the numbers with a small circle on the day I keep my habits, which is very convenient and easy. This month's habits are still reading, cycling, flossing, etc. Healthy habits are very important to me, as having a healthy body and a good mind will lead me to a better tomorrow, won't it? This page is looking more like what I have in mind. I like the way the habit tracker turned out. Not bad, not bad. The mood tracker of this month is a circular tracker. I first drew 2 large circles and divided the inside of the 2 circles by 31 parts. These boxes will be filled with different greens to represent my moods. I prepared 3 different greens from dark to light to indicate my moods, and by the end of this month, this large circle will be filled with different greens. For the blank space in the middle of the circle, I filled it with green plants in a way that is growing towards the center part of the circle. The next 2 pages are my playlist, brain dump, and my favorite stationery of the month. First of all is my playlist. I've been listening to a lot of songs lately, whether they are new or from previous years, and each one of them gave me a different feeling. I really like the stimulation I get from listening to them. Different songs often form different images in my mind, which can always bring me new inspiration. The song I like the most recently is Out of Time from The Weeknd, and I really love this song, to the extent that I keep looping it every day. This song has the perfect romantic vibe of 80s Japanese city pop. It gives me an indescribable, comfortable, and lazy vibe. Listening to the song, I can't help but imagine myself walking in the 80s in Japan, in the rainy night with my paper umbrellas, watching people come and go, and that was fascinating. I also recently enjoyed Arsonist Lullaby from Hosier, Bad Romance from Joy, and Lose from Nikki. These songs are by far my favorites of the month. On the right-hand side, I divided it into 2 parts. The upper part is reserved for my brain dump. I used a light green grid as the background. I wanted to have a kind of notebook feeling and a sense of a green vibe. Remember what I said earlier about you should choose a lighter shade in case you want to write something on it? Well, you should do the same here. And the bottom half is my favorite stationery of the month. I would like to mention that my favorite stationery last month was Uniball Jetstream Edge Limited Color Pen. With the thinnest tip of this pen, I can enjoy picking up the texture of the paper and really feel it. And the oil-based pen is more versatile and allows me to write on more surfaces. And Edge 3 is a very cool multi-pen that has 3 colors without sacrificing the size. They're just phenomenal. The last 2 pages are my weekly spread. For this week, I used 7 rectangles of the same size and shape, each of which felt like a glass jar, and I added some plants to decorate the bottom of the jar. Now, you feel the natural and fresh vibe immediately, don't you think? The background seems a little too plain, so I decorated it with a green grid background, which is very simple and nice looking. Seriously, I'm obsessed with the green of spring, and I had to keep using it to express my feelings in this setup. In the end, I reserved a small space for notes in the bottom right corner. With the notes section being finished, that brings us to the final flip through of my March 2022 green spring theme bullet journal setup. I hope you can feel the refreshing and natural vibe from this March 2022 bullet journal setup and enjoyed watching this video. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. And if you're interested in our stationery, please visit stationerypal.com. We'll see you in the next one. Bye!